Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Stefan Samuel. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. In international news, Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe threatened on Sunday to retaliate tit for tat against companies from Britain and the United States if these Western powers persisted in pressuring his government with sanctions and what he called harassment. Mugabe's latest verbal broadside against his main Western critics followed their questioning of his re-election in a July 31st vote that his rival Morgan Tsvangirai had denounced as a coup by ballot involving alleged widespread vote rigging. Mugabe, who is at 89, is Africa's oldest leader, has rejected the fraud allegations and was sworn in on Thursday for a fresh 5-year term in the southern African nation that he has ruled since its independence from Britain in 1980. And I quote, "They should not continue to harass us, the British and the Americas," he told supporters at the funeral of an Air Force officer. "We have not done anything to their companies here. The British have several companies in this country, and we have not imposed any controls, any sanctions against them, but will come when we say that, well, tit for tat, you hit me, I hit you." British companies in Zimbabwe, including banking groups Standard Chartered PLC and Barclays Place, these are already the target of a so-called indexation policy that requires they cede a majority stake to black Zimbabweans. Britain said last week Mugabe's re-election could not be deemed credible without an independent investigation into allegations of voting irregularities. U.S. officials also said the July 31st election was flawed and Washington had no plans to loosen sanctions until there were signs of change in the country. In contrast, observers from the regional 50-nation Southern African Development Community and the African Union broadly endorsed last month's Zimbabwean vote as free and peaceful and called on all parties to accept its results. Mugabe still enjoys support in Africa for his role in the liberation guerrilla war that helped end white minority rule in what was formerly Rhodesia and led to its independence. The defense strategy of fallen Chinese politician Bo Xilai, who is battling accusations of corruption and shielding a murderer, boils down to this. One of the prosecution's key witnesses is a liar and the other is crazy. 4 days of testimony ended Sunday with Bo assailing his former right-hand man, much as he had done previously to his wife, the other key witness to testify against him. The trial, which has offered a glimpse into the shady inner workings of China's elite, resumed today, here closing arguments. The court heard allegations over the weekend that Bo abused his power as the Communist Party secretary of the southern megacity of Chongqing to block an investigation into his wife's murder of a British businessman, as well as to hide his aide's embarrassing flight to the U.S. consulate. Bo acknowledged that he made mistakes in the handling of the incidents that triggered the nation's biggest political scandal in decades and brought shame on the Communist Party, but he denied criminal misconduct. The Communist Party is using the trial to cement Bo's downfall and wrap up a scandal that hangs over the party's recently installed new leadership, as it tries to cement its authority and fully focus on tackling serious economic and social challenges. Bo's downfall also has been widely perceived as a result of his defeat in the party's infighting ahead of China's once-a-decade leadership transition this fall. In a rare show of openness, the court has been publicizing presumably pre-vetted details of the trial in a bid to lend credibility to what is widely seen as a political show trial. Based on what is provided in the transcripts, Bo, in return, has refrained from using the trial as a stage on which to denounce the administration and the opponents who purged him, which would likely be the leadership's worst nightmare. A Congolese doctor says soldiers and rebel forces suffered heavy casualties over the weekend as the international community expressed alarm over the escalating tensions between Congo and neighboring Rwanda. Dr. Isaac Warwana Miza told the Associated Press that he has seen 82 dead since early Sunday, 23 of whom were government soldiers, the highest death toll reported since hostilities broke out last week. The doctor continued to say that medical services were struggling to cope with the scale of the casualties among government troops and the M23 rebels who launched their rebellion last year. The front line is 9 miles north of Goma. M23 rebels briefly overtook the city late last year, and Congolese and UN troops have been battling to dislodge rebels from heights overlooking the city since Wednesday. In Berlin, the German government is suggesting for the first time that it would support an international military response against Syria if it is confirmed that President Bashar Assad's troops attack the opponents with chemical weapons. Chancellor Angela Merkel's spokesman Stefan Seibert said today that if UN inspectors confirm the use of chemical weapons, it must be punished. Seibert says the government believes there is a very high probability of a poison gas attack. He says he won't speculate on what kind of response might be needed, but would not rule out the use of force. Foreign Minister Guido Westerwelle said in a statement that if the attack is confirmed, Germany would be among those who consider consequences to be appropriate. Merkel on Saturday urged a political solution to the Syrian conflict. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Hey, excuse me, if you see me smiling, that's 'cause I'm chilling on Total Caribbean Network. It's your boy Wyclef Jean, man, and I'm chillin', man. Total Caribbean Network. Man, I love their style. Whoa, 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 whoa.